Our next poem, Easter 1916, is about an Irish uprising. This poem was written after the premature Irish uprising, and it explores the meaning and nature of heroism. The poem celebrates the men and women as martyrs to the cause of the country. Their sacrifice gave birth to a terrible beauty, he said. A powerful political poem. It's a mix of in-country rhythm, rhyme, symbol, allegory, engaging personality, history, politics of the time. Yeats' modern metropolis, Dublin, is present in the first stanza. His fellow citizen emerge from a milieu of the building. Ireland is reduced to the grey houses only in this poem. The counters and desk to an evening of urban amusement, of jib, joke, and nod. They've changed from players in casual comedy of everyday life to a tragedy of death, and heroism is marked by a haunting refrain, all change, change. A terrible beauty is born. The cause of the change was revolt against British rule. Some thousands Irish Republicans captured Dublin post office and declared independence. The uprising was put down in a week, and many of the leaders were executed. This event happening on Easter 1916 moved Yeats so much that he pays a glowing tribute to all his acquaintances in a moment of crucifixion, resurrection, reality, and archetype. Yeats was never an ardent supporter of the nationalist movement, but this single event has made a dent, and he has come out to celebrate the martyrs. So let's look at the poem. The lines are, I have met them at the close of the day. The poet in the first person makes a confession that he knew them. He met them in the evening, coming with vivid faces. He could see them clearly, coming from counter and desk to the grey 18th century houses. That's the picture of Dublin, the metropolis. So this poem is basically a description of the metropolitan city and its culture. Or have lingered while and said polite meaningless word, he will have polite meaningless exchange for the social atmosphere, for the social exchange. And thought before I had done of a mocking tale or a jib to please a companion around the fire at the club. So he will meet them in the evening by the side of a club fire and exchange jokes with them, exchange stories with them of everyday life. Around the fire at the club, being certain that they and I but lived where motley is worn. Motley is the dress of a comedian. So he believed they were the clown in everyday casual comedy of life, but they are now completely changed. One incident has changed the comedy to a tragedy. So the closing line are terrible, all change, utterly change, a terrible beauty is born. This is the haunting refrain. Their sacrifice for the cause of the country has brought a change from the comedy to tragedy of death and destruction.